about 6:17 and time now for What's Trending. A 12-year-old boy is now seeing the world in color. A surprise that was captured on video at a recent Reds game is getting a lot of attention. Colton Hurst looks up and down and side to side, and it's this moment inside Great American Ballpark that Colton saw the world differently. The 12-year-old boy from Nicholasville, Kentucky was born colorblind, and Colton's played baseball since he was 5 years old. He was in town for a tournament to draw up some motivation for their weekend games. Colton and his teammates watched the Reds play on Friday night, but their focus changed when Colton's parents handed him an early birthday present at the game, colorblind glasses. Colton's parents captured it all on video, and to remember the priceless moment, he said there wasn't a better place for his son to finally see the color red than a Reds game. How sweet, and he's thankful he had his entire team around him for that special moment. How cool is this, you guys? Not only, I mean, it has so many factors that just make you feel so good about this story. You know, he's not only is he, you know, a young kid enjoying baseball at a baseball game, that alone is awesome, but, you know, he's beginning to see the world differently. In a whole new light, and I love that. You know, seeing red for the first time at a Reds game, you know, couldn't get any better.
Yeah, that's a special moment. You know, something that, of course, they will never forget. And you know, it's so good and reassuring to see how these technologies are advancing day by day to make sure that people, you know, that are born with these, you know, I guess a disability or anything that may alter them in, I guess, a normal set of life. You know, they're able to get that normalcy there. So I think that's really, really awesome.
Yeah, it's amazing to think that we didn't have this technology years ago, like you said, Sierra, and now they can just be able to put some glasses on like that, and you can see color for the first time. I mean, I'm sure that's just the emotions probably there. Probably just you just can't get over that. I mean, it's just you'd be able to hopefully live a more normal life now, just being able to see color. Like I know we here in the studio, we see a lot of green instead of red.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that he could probably use those glasses, hopefully in other instances, if he wants to see some art or something like that. So speaking of an artist that's coming up in this next story, one person's trash is always another person's treasure, and a woman in Denver developed a new career turning junk into art. The pandemic changed a lot, including how many of us choose to spend our time. Former teacher Heidi Kallega found plenty of stuff from her teaching days, so she took a more creative route. Heidi crafts portraits out of many, many pieces of junk, turning litter into someone's likeness. Piece by random piece, going through a lot of hot glue, a totally self-taught trash artist. And when you go through this many little pieces of everything, you eventually need a restock. And a post on Nextdoor delivered as people donated bags full of stuff for her artwork. It also caught the attention of the right people, with a full show of her artwork scheduled for October. So she was able to really, you know, like it said, capture the right attention. And, you know, I think it's awesome to see how people have gotten extremely creative, but you can see here she's already had a knack for art before this. I mean, the way that these details are, they're so defined and they're really beautiful. So it's really cool to see there.
What I love about her portraits is that, you know, I love those wide shots. You look at it from a little ways away, and they're I mean, lifelike portraits. They pop out at you. They look like they have definition. It's because they do. They're made out of these objects with shape and size. And I think it's really cool because, you know, not only is she like doing this knack for, you know, creating trash into portraits, she's doing it exceptionally well. I mean, really beautiful artwork. And then when you get up close, you see what it's really made of. It's so cool.
Yeah, and just any kind of garbage that you may have, like a button or something you don't need anymore, or glue. I mean, that's what might be garbage to some people might be treasure for something else. So keep that in mind as you move forward. But meanwhile, a huge volcanic eruption in Central America tipped the scales and left onlookers amazed. An explosive volcanic eruption caught on camera. Costa Rica's observatory says the Rincon de la Vieja volcano's latest eruption was one of the most powerful seen in the latest decade. The eruption lasted 3 minutes and spewed volcanic material into nearby rivers. Authorities reported ash fell over areas north of the crater with no major damage. Access to the volcano, which is located in a national park, has been closed for the last 10 years. Yes, years, due to the volcano's state of activity. That's just crazy to think about that. Not only with the volcano's name, but also just the fact that the park around it has just been closed for a long period of time. I mean, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, first of all, good job there on that name, Devin. I know we were practicing before, during the break, but no, this is really cool to see, you know, all the different angles of this caught on camera. So I'm really glad that, you know, obviously they were expecting something like this, no one was hurt, but just really amazing, you know, to see these explosions and eruptions, I guess you could say. You know, it just really puts everything into perspective. You never... Yeah.
Yeah. No, but you're right. You know, they had this park closed for that reason because you just never knew. And I mean, nobody would want to be near something like that. The way that we see it from a distance, that's good enough. But it's always cool to experience things like that, for sure.
Safety always matters, and always be smart whenever you do anything outdoors or anywhere for that matter.